Anaiis, Salles, Patreon Sage on YouTube. Welcome to this reading. If you're new, thank you very much for stopping by. If you're returning, thank you very much. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for coming to check in what new information I have for you about Sacred Union Journey and the Twin Flame experience. So I have a little bit more time today. It's kind of exciting. And while I've done some pre-meditation and pre-shuffle to see who is bringing in what attributes for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, and I do have my standard Twin Flame card here. So this is always a confirmation for me when I use this deck that this is one of my Twin Flame cards. I'm reading for the Twin Flame and the Sacred Union Collective. So you're on a journey to meet your beloved, and there's nothing more exciting. Honestly, there's nothing more exciting. I've been married, I've given birth to children, I've had wonderful opportunities and successes in my life, but I can say that the journey of meeting your beloved and coming into union with Source is just, there's nothing like it. It's incomparable. So congratulations that at a soul level, you've made the decision to take this journey as life as we know it on planet Earth is winding down, and creation is beginning to fold back in on itself as we return the gift of experience that we've all been given by our Source Creator. So normally, you know, I have the cards all laid out because I just have such tiny little hands, and the shuffling is, it's a mess. So today I thought I would take the time and give you a little bit of a preview, but also just take the time to shuffle and hope you'll be patient with me. This is a very important time that we're moving into. New people are coming into the union experience. Many new people are awakening in the human collective. We also have the indigos and the star seeds and other people who have been stewarding this process for a long time, for many decades. And we're coming to, we have several decades to go, but we've come to a very important moment in time. And I'm sure you can grasp that from the events that are happening in your own life and that we're seeing happening internationally, that we're seeing happening with climate change. And we're having an opportunity to recognize how out of balance we have become as the human collective, how irresponsible we have become in terms of being good stewards of the earth and her resources, causing her a lot of pain, and now that pain is coming back to us, and we will be unable to escape it, really. This is that Michael Jackson, I'm looking at the man in the mirror moment, and I'm asking him to change his ways. When was that recorded? We've had lots of time to just stand in truth and come out of denial about where we're at and what we're doing to this planet. Now, the beauty of the Sacred Union Journey and the Twin Flame Adventure is that in connecting with your divine blueprint, sacred other, you are bringing yourself back into the fullness of your own creation, the fullness of your first, if you like, individuation from Source. Very powerful moment. So you need to know that because it's a powerful moment, there's been a lot of interference to keep divine counterparts separated from one another. So here I'm going to lay this out to you very, 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 very simply. The balance that we need to come into, the balance that is union, is 1/3 Source, 1/3 Divine Feminine, and 1/3, get these lined up properly here so you can see them, 1/3 divine masculine. So what we have had happen here in the 3D matrix is this source, we've been separated from source. And so in this separation from source, we've lost ourselves, we've lost our way. So let's just imagine for a moment that it's actually possible to become separated from source. It's kind of possible. It's kind of possible. But what has taken place instead here on planet Earth, with source removed, is we have 1/3 feminine, 1/3 undistorted divine masculine, but 1/3 distorted masculine energy. So the balance that we've been living with in the 3D construct, three-dimensional reality, has been 2/3 electrical, magnetic, 1/3 magnetic. So we've had way more electrical energy and very little magnetic energy. So the energy imbalances are profound. They're profound. So when you come into sacred union, what you are doing is cleaning up this 1/3 distortion. And it is a masculine energy distortion. And it begins with birth. It begins within 6 days of your being conceived. So we are consciously, when we come into the union journey, we have an intuitive sense. We may not know exactly what's going on, but we can feel powerful changes happening. And the powerful change that is happening is that this distorted energy is being burned off. You hear sometimes, depends on what communities you're in, but some of you very well know about the Draco and about the Archons and about the other energies that have had 3D construct generated and in lockdown for eons. So when we're doing our purging work in sacred union and meeting our beloved, we are deconstructing and breaking down this false light matrix. And we are bringing back in through our very bodies the divine waves of energy of love and light that are source, until we are once again returned to our sacred divine blueprint balance of 1/3 source, 1/3 divine feminine, and 1/3 divine masculine. So I wanted you to know that, and I'm going to say this as a preamble, because what's happening now is as we are coming toward 2020, more unions are coming into physical manifestation. The energies have come through in wave after wave after wave from, you can call it the higher dimensions. Don't get stuck on 5D. That's just one train station out of many, many, many stations. But if you've moved from 3D to 5D, congratulations. There's more to happen, but you're on your journey. So we're coming into this opportunity now to fully escape, let's use the word, expand out of and beyond the 3D matrix, and to come into our sense of wholeness as we are reconnected to source and come into union first with source within ourselves, and then with our divine union counterpart, so that we now are bringing balanced co-creative energy to the planet, to our lives, to our families, to our children, to our workplaces, and so on and so on and so on. So that's the background for all of this. And you need to know there has been tremendous resistance and tremendous interference from what I call the snake system of separation. This card depicts it perfectly. And I've given lots of, I put out lots of information around this. So what you need to know right now is that we've passed the tipping point with this. This is not going to be able to gobble up all of your beautiful, precious, source-sparked energy and bring all of creation into collapse. So you are a key part of this correction and adventure. You are essential to it. So there you have that. Now, okay, so now I'm going to shuffle what we have out here. For the Divine Feminine, I have these 3 cards that came out in my pre-meditation and pre-shuffle. These are the energies, the attributes that you, Divine Feminine, are bringing into the union dynamic this week. This is Starfish. This is regenerative energy. It is absolutely beautiful, and it resides in the tidal pools of consciousness, and it is able to regenerate its physical body when and if it becomes injured to some degree. Now that's water energy, so that's emotional energy, and it's the energy of consciousness. Then we have the crow, and the crow is air, and the crow is very much about how we translate consciousness into action, and how we translate our intention and our choices and our emotional energy into action that allows us to create something beautiful and contribute that to life. And then lastly, we have out the owl. And I love this deck. This is a stunning card. But this is a card for me that very much signifies that at this stage of the journey, unless you are brand spanking new, which is, I suppose it's still possible. I got an email the other day from someone who was brand spanking new and really feeling some urgency about waking up. When you're in this energy of the owl, Divine Feminine, you are in your beautiful, airy, enlightened, embodied place where you are willing and able and do engage your shadow. Because it is your shadow, the parts of you that are not source, that continue to allow this to exist. So when we talk about shadow work, and you'll hear other YouTube readers talking about shadow work, they're talking about going into the deepest, darkest, most fear-filled spaces within your own psyche and consciousness that continue to feed this energy. Now we're done with that. So you are prepared, and you've probably begun doing your shadow work. And often when you hear people referring to the twin flame journey or sacred union, you will hear the term purging used. And all that means is that you are clearing out any love-like distortions within you that are not aligned with source creation. That's all kinds of dark material that is accumulated within the 3D construct and in our human collective templates that we carry with us as cultural conditioning, social conditioning, and to these days even reaching into mind control. So all the structures around us that you see beginning to crumble are a reflection of energy and structures that are not built on a foundation of source, love, and light. So you could think of this beautiful feminine owl as helping to lay this golden egg. And this golden egg does become the 5D energy that you yourself will embody and will light up your life. So I say this to you because don't be afraid to go into the shadow work and How do you know what that is? If you're interested in learning more about what that is, if you're not quite sure, if you feel that perhaps you would like to know more about it or you would like to have some support, then just reach out to me. My email address is in the description box below, and I've been working on this and teaching this for decades now. So I've been through it myself. I've lived through it. It's not theoretical. All right, so that's what we have for the Divine Feminine. Now we have some very, 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 very exciting energy here for the Divine Masculine. We have the Hummingbird, and this is a card of pure joy and celebration and a beautiful clarity of light, a very high frequency here with the hummingbird. And the hummingbird is a bird that is a creature, even though it's very spontaneous and it hovers. Find an image of a hummingbird sitting still. It is always in motion, and it has a tremendously high metabolism and vibration. The Divine Masculine is starting to feel this high vibration. You, Divine Masculine, are starting to embody this vibration, and you are feeling your own journey of transformation, and you now having enough love, light, energy within your divine blueprint pattern to come in and transmute anything in you that is not aligned with Source. This is all very simple when you get right down to it. And it's actually numbers and mechanics and mathematics. But we're doing very well, Human Collective. We're surprising a lot of people. Now, lastly, we have out, in terms of the energy, I'm going to put these two down, that the Divine Masculine is bringing. We have the Nightingale. And this is the Divine Masculine now in his embodiment in this energy. You are starting to use your throat chakra, which is essential. The sounds and the connections of the throat chakra are essential for bringing things into physical form, things that you can hold in your hands, things that you can touch and smell and taste. And as you're building your new life, you do need to be able to resonate with the sound of what you will be gradually transforming all around you as the environment that you live in, emotionally, physically, mentally, psychically, and energetically. So this is where we're beginning this Sacred Union intuitive reading. I occasionally will read straight tarot. I don't generally do that, but I do like to do a blend of tarot and use it in my intuitive readings. But I absolutely do not incorporate any astrological information. So if you are still tied in to astrological archetypes, you need to know that the astrological archetypes got their start within this system. So I would take some time to think about that choice, because you are much bigger in your wholeness and multidimensionality and connection to Source than any archetypal astrological sign. Just take that in for a minute. You are bigger than that. And so when you continue to look outside of yourself at information that aligns with astrology, everybody's curious about that. We all, I think, do that. But when you're only and always looking at that for guidance on your choices or for insight on what your difficulties and challenges may be, you're disempowering yourself and you're maintaining a disconnection to Source, because you can go within, and with your developed intuition and higher sense perception, you can access the same information from within your own body's DNA coding that you can access inaccurately, I might add, from the archetypal energies of astrology and also tarot. Tarot is tied into astrology for a reason. It is a very well crafted, very established mechanism to keep you in a limited state of consciousness and spiritual growth. And I say that, and no shade to my friends. I have many friends who are deep into astrology. They are astrologers. They understand all of that. And for sure, it is a science. It is a science. But there are many other sciences now within the 3D construct that are being exposed for what they are. Like the science of big pharma. Like the science of vaccines. Now, many people still will choose to have a vaccine injected into their body because they don't understand the deeper implications of making that choice. Especially now, where we're supposed to give our babies 30 vaccines, totally unnecessary. And you don't understand, you're not being educated in how that choice shifts and changes and puts your immune system out of balance, so that you are no longer able to simply find your own homeostasis. People now get a cold. The cold goes into bronchitis. They have to get antibiotics. And then they have to be on antibiotics first for weeks. Now it's 2 or 3 courses of antibiotics. This is because your immune system isn't functioning properly anymore. So please be aware of all of this and don't shoot the messenger. I'm here to give you this information because it is vital to your journey of expansion, also another way of describing ascension, and it's vital to your being able to have the awareness, the energetic awareness of knowing where you are on your sacred human journey and where you are not, and what interference looks like, and then how you manage that interference. Okay? All right. So now we're going to move on. And I'm going to shuffle. Okay, let's take some guidance cards from Colette Baron Reed. This is the Wisdom Oracle deck, which is, it's nifty. It's a beautifully designed deck. Great keyword short messages. Do a quick shuffle that way, and then do a shuffle this way. I have been practicing my shuffling. It's not getting all that much better, but I do practice. I think we want to do this. All right, I'm going to take 2 cards here. We have tick-tock. So yes, time is of the essence as we're moving into 2020. We do have tick-tock. And we have yang. So I'm going to move tick-tock over to source. And here's yang. This is about masculine energy. And that is very up right now with this beautiful, transformative energy of burning off so much of distorted masculine. This is really beautiful, yes. So your divine masculine, doesn't matter about your gender, you're feeling your way into how to handle your own fire. I'm going to give one more shuffle, and then we'll do this. We'll pull out a card for the divine feminine as well. And we have truth be told. I'm going to take that as a validation of what I've just been sharing with you. Okay. We are coming into a time of truth and authenticity. So we will do that. We'll give that to the divine feminine because she's very much in the position of being aware of all the truth that she herself is responsible for in this particular journey. All right, now, in terms of some clarifying energies for these divine masculine and divine feminine, I am going to use the Dreaming Way deck. And we'll give this a shuffle. And we'll see what shows up. Now, the readings that I have been doing have been very high level, high energy, high vibration consciousness readings. And so I thought people are going to just think I just pick out these cards and then I put them together in any particular order that I want to. But I really don't. So here we have, on the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Pentacles. And I am going to bring this over to the divine feminine side. That's clarification for her crow energy. And then, yes, for the divine masculine with all this wonderful, beautiful feeling himself in his emotions and in his spiritual clarity, I'm going to bring him the Six of Cups because part of what's happening for him in this Phoenix energy is he's remembering. He's going into his own genetic Akashic records, into his family bloodline, mother bloodline, father bloodline, ancestral bloodline, and he is finding out information about who his divine counterpart is. He's opening, thanks to the Phoenix, he's opening into new memory. So we're going to give that there as a clarification. Let's see if there's any other information that wants to come out for the divine feminine. Okay, one more. And we're going to take this card. And here we have the divine feminine with the 10 of Wands. 10, in terms of the Wands, is a sense of putting down the burden. And I feel that doing this shadow work, the divine feminine has begun to put down the burden of having to help heal the 1/3 of masculine energy that's been in distortion. So I'm going to give her that. And now I'm going to get a card for divine masculine. Cards, do you have something you want? Yeah, you want to share. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay. This is good. We have the Four of Swords with the King of Wands. So in traditional tarot, the Four of Swords represents a time of rest and reintegration and being really clear about how we're using our thoughts, how our thoughts are affecting our ability to manifest in our world a sense of balance and an energy that has us in the King of Wands, which is somebody who really understands how to use personal passion and become a responsible steward. So I'm going to give these two to our Nightingale energy because I feel that actually reflects where the divine masculine is as he's becoming more and more aware of how to work with his yang energy, because this is very much wand, this is fire, this is passion. How he's working with his yang energy and how he's contributing to dismantling the distortions of that 1/3 masculine energy that really belongs to be replaced by the energy that should be coming in natural flows to source. So I'm going to do one more card here, see if we have one. Oh, well, now we have a whole story that wants to come out. These came, I'm going to take a look at these, but let's take a look at these first. Okay. See what I mean about the shuffle thing? So here we have out the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords. This to me feels like it's for the divine feminine in the sense that she has now coming into her emotions emotions. She is coming into an understanding of how she can regenerate herself and how she may be coming from an ancestral line where the divine feminine was cut off from her power to speak her truth. So this is you, divine feminine, in regenerating yourself, coming into balance. And this is again reflective of truth be told, because the Queen of Swords is very much reflective of sword energy, which is about the truth. So I will include these two cards for the divine feminine. Now, let me just take a look at these other cards and see what, oh boy. Okay, well, we're going to take this because this is pretty interesting. So we begin with the Two of Pentacles, which is very much about coming into balance. And the pentacle is the earth energy, and this is really interesting. How is the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming into balance and moving, for me, moving out of the illusion of this or that, or the system of duality, of yin and yang, and that there's only choice A or choice B. So this is for me a breakaway card, which is very, very much, I feel part of this energy of the hummingbird, the high vibration, breaking free of this stuckness in a system where no new energy can come in, which is what the three-dimensional matrix is. It is an entropic binary code system that is not able to bring in any new life energy. And here we have this beautiful hummingbird bringing in a higher vibration to break up that dynamic. Now, I also think that's interesting because for the divine masculine, we actually have 3 birds, which represents the third way. When you add source into the mix of creation, you're now dealing with a trinity. It's a beautiful divine trinity of information, new energy, and balance. Okay, so we're going to put that here. Now, what else do we have out? Next, we have the King of Pentacles. So I feel this is very much part of the story of coming together with resources for this beautiful meetup of divine counterparts. You do need earth resources. You do need them. And so we're going to just bring this in. The over here on the divine feminine side, she has the 10 of Pentacles. And I'm going to put this King of Pentacles in the middle here as being a support for both partners coming into abundance. Then next we have out the 3 of Wands, which is about looking forward to a new structure. 2 wands have been planted, and a third, once again, we're looking at 3s. We're looking at 3s. So this is, again, bringing in source energy into this passionate building of a new opportunity. So that is beautiful, and I'm going to put that here. Funny how all those came out. Then next we have the Queen of Cups. Beautiful. So the Queen of Cups is a very, very wonderful balance to the King of Pentacles, who is focused on the material and earthly comforts and getting through the things that human beings need to live in the 3D world, and the emotion that the divine feminine is bringing into balance into the union. So both of these energies are coming in to bring this union. Emotional fulfillment, beginning of an opportunity there with Queen energy and King energy in terms of resources. So this is for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And then we have, oh boy, yep. So here we have the 4 of Wands, and we have a progression. We've gone from the 3 of Wands to the 4 of Wands, And it is if this burden over here on the Divine Feminine, she put this burden down, these wands were freed up to do something new in the partnership, in the relationship. So the 3 is about building, and this 4 is about stability. This is about building stability within this union dynamic. And that is absolutely a collaborative project. It's a collaborative project. So here we see a feminine energy with the 3 of Wands. And here we have the King of Wands who is taking a rest. And it looks as though he has awakened to come in and bring his wand in to create stability for both partners. So that's very, 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 very helpful. It's good to have those progressions because it means that expansion is happening, expansion of consciousness, expansion of understanding, and expansion of what we're bringing into the union and what it is we are about in this dynamic. So this is beautiful. Okay, the last thing about the Lovers. So this is Major Arcana, and this is a divine trinity. This angel represents Source, absolutely being an agent of bringing the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine together in union. And this is again 3. This is a trinity, even though the number of this card is 6. So this for me represents your higher guidance, your intuition. Like if you are missing your connections and you're missing your insights and your information, you're now being divinely guided to move forward. The Lovers is about loving the world. It's about loving yourself. It's about loving all of creation. And it's about the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming into union to amplify that quality of love. And so, yeah, you've got a stable structure to bring this new love of life, of all life, into, and to begin to do what we then know in our sacred union counterpart, like is work that we do. For instance, my taking up becoming a card reader is part of my mission. I've been on mission for close to 30 years. And because of the way our world is being sliced and diced, this intuitive card reading is an opportunity for me to share with you what I've learned over the last 30 years from direct experience. This is not anything I've learned in a book. This is me learning as my own DNA has been activated, as I had a powerful energetic awakening, and then had to integrate all of that change and information into my own life and into the work that I do. So that's what union is really about. So we have that. Now, I don't know if we need any more clarification from that. I think this is a pretty complete reading, but I may just for fun see if the fairy oracles have anything that they want to share. And I did pre-shuffle. So here we have the Master Maker, which is in a way a beautiful expression. It's a 22. So we have a 22 card, which is a beautiful balance of feminine and masculine energy coming together to live from, build from, express from, and experience their divine template within the human collective. That's really cool. That's beautiful. It's a nice transition. Coming out of the hummingbird, I think I'll put this here. Coming out of binary code and coming into being a master maker in sacred union. And then we have Anaiis, the alchemist. And so this for me is about how the divine feminine, how you going into shadow work and putting down the burden and helping to relieve that burden for the human collective of the 1/3 of electrical masculine energy that's distorted. And here, this is Anaiis, the alchemist, coming in to help you do the alchemical work of transmuting your own light distortions that have accumulated from your father line, your mother line, and that have been part of keeping your DNA asleep, so that you were not able to function in your life in a way that was just kind of flowing and living moment to moment and being present and allowing all of your beautiful divine feminine wisdom to be interwoven into your life. So we have that for you, which I think is wonderful. I'm going to put that there. And I don't know, maybe you would like to see. Now you can see how these cards have come out. There's nothing here that's dramatic in terms of a challenge or a difficulty, right? There's just not anything here. And this is the reflection of the new energy and the new waves of energy that are coming through. So let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out around this dynamic between these people. All right, on the bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Wands here. This is an offer of passion. And I think this is nice to bring this energy into this dynamic, because now there's stability and there's some loving energy here. And now we can bring in sacred sexuality and sensuality. So that feels kind of good. And then we also have the Star. So I think this is a beautiful reflection of the entire healing dynamic that you, divine feminine and divine masculine, in your inner union within, have begun to allow to show up through all of your subtle energy body dynamics to come into your life. I like to think of the Star as this beautiful divine feminine energy who is reaching up here into her relationship with Source and pulling in the higher frequencies and the higher dimensional, undistorted love light that we need right now in the 3D experience for those of you who are still in it. Okay, now we have the Chariot, and this is fast forward motion. So I have been talking about life path merges happening, and I think this is just more of that energy coming in. We are going to be meeting our sacred union counterparts in the physical. Now remember, this is not simply about a romantic relationship. Friendship, platonic relationships, powerful collaborations are all part of bringing 1/3 source balance into this dynamic that has gone so awry for so long. So we have the Star energy coming in on a Chariot. Next we have the Fool. This is where we are going. The Fool is going on a journey now. We are here. We have the resources. We have a sense of purpose. And we're ready to move forward and go into our divine blueprint and live and express who we are from that information. Now, this is just like, this is what's on the bottom of the deck is coming out here. Here we have the Empress. This is a very, very, very absolutely balanced feminine energy that is able to communicate with and interact with every element in creation: earth, air, water, and fire. So I think that's beautiful. That's part of the alchemy that has happened for the divine feminine over here. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I think we have here a King of Pentacles, and I'm actually going to put this Ace of Pentacles over here on the Divine Masculine side of the dynamic, because I think it represents a beautiful balance with all these energies. Now, I don't see anything else that really requires any kind of clarification here. So I'm just going to just do this and see, okay, see, this is what happens when I shuffle. Oh, funny. All right, well, there's more, I guess. Here we have the Ten of Chalices, which is a beautiful sense of happiness and emotional fulfillment in this union. They've taken their journey here. I'm going to put this stuff here now. And then we have out the Princess of Wands, which is a budding new energy of passion and looking for each other and finding each other within the union and being able to connect through all kinds of beautiful, wonderful, passionate energy. So we'll bring these two out. All right, cards. Is there anything else that you want to share around it? Well, let's just see. We may be done. I don't know if there's anything else that needs to come out here. This is a pretty full story. We have Strength now on the bottom of the deck, followed by the Tower. I don't know that we need to go there. Whoops. So, okay. All right. The cards have spoken. That's fun. So we have the World. So this is where your union is leading you, Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. I view this as my 5D shift into transitioning into the 5D new world. And you have all of the elements here that signify that you are making that transition. You're doing it by being cued in to the timeline merges that are happening. And you're doing it by being cued in with the beautiful masculine, undistorted masculine energy and divine feminine and divine masculine. You're cued in to moving into the 5D love and above vibration and expansion of consciousness by being absolutely aligned with the truth being told on every level of human endeavor and expression. Okay, so there's the reading. I hope that works for you. I hope that this gives you a sense of when I come on with a reading and the cards are kind of almost already laid out like this, that I'm not fooling around. I'm not cheating. This is just how it works. And then for fun, I am going to take a couple of my own cards here from my deck, the Angel Bee deck, because it's fun for me to practice. And again, these are really... Okay, see? Here we have. Here's a message for your soul group. Merge within. So many of you who are doing this sacred union work are aware that you're part of a soul group. And this is the suite of cards that represent soul group energy in my deck. This is my original artwork. Okay, so merge within and soul group message. I'm going to do that. And then let's just for fun, let's see if there's one more that wants to pop out. Got another one here for me? No, that was it. That was it. Okay, let's try one more. I'm going to shuffle. Oh, these big cards are so hard for me to handle. And it may be that we're done, that there's nothing else that wants to... Whoop. Let's see what this one is. Hands off the wheel. So this is fun because when you're on this journey, on the Fool's journey, and you're going full cycle here, you want to let Spirit be in control. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate you liking and sharing and commenting. And there we're done. I'm not going to be doing an extended reading here. This is a lot of information to take in. So hands off the wheel. Connect with your soul group, and you can do that through dreams, and you can do that through meditation. If you'd like to learn more about that, reach out to me. And don't forget, merge within, continue to nurture and strengthen your union within, with Source, and with your divine counterpart. Woo! Okay. All right, everybody. Bye. Thanks for watching.
you.